Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing the Ultimate 6 Book Tag Katherine Howard edition. So like a while ago, back in 2019, I did 2 different 6 the Musical book tags, and it's been a while since I've done anything 6 related, so I really wanted to bring it back, and I thought this would be the perfect time for a Valentine's Day video since Katherine Howard was executed on Valentine's Day. Apparently not, she was executed the 13th of February, but it's close enough. But if you didn't already know, I love 6 the Musical, and Katherine Howard is my favorite queen. I think the thing about her death specifically that like gets in my head a lot is that even though it was in 1542 on February 13th that she was executed, she was around my age. I am about the age that Katherine Howard was when she died, and that's a little jarring to hear and to know in your mind, body, and soul. But we're gonna move past that. I also will make sure to link all of the tag creators down below. I know there are at least 6 of them that helped create the tag. They created one for each of the queens. And like I said, I'll make sure to link all of those down below. And the other thing I just want to say, because it bugs me every single time people talk about Katherine Howard, obviously I'm not a historian, I'm not the end-all be-all, but like in my limited research that I've done, I've read a couple like articles and stuff on Katherine Howard. I don't like the umbrella portrayal of her as a young naive girl that was vain, and that kind of ultimately led to her downfall. And for the fact that, you know, we don't talk about enough that she was around the age of 19 when she was executed, when all these things happened. She was at most 19 when her last sexual relationship took place with Thomas Culpeper. And she was blackmailed for the sexual relationship she had with her grandmother's something. At the time she was in her early to mid-teens, not old enough to consciously make that decision. Definitely not old enough for the age of consent, and at least in these times. I don't know about then. I don't know, this has just always bugged me that we don't, I don't know, not that I don't feel like someone my age should be blamed for bad decisions, more that the decisions that put her to death weren't ones that she really could have made knowing the full weight and consequences of, because they were made at a time that she was extremely young, especially to be making those decisions, and then to corroborate that by executing her for these things that happened, and then even in history being like, well, this happened and she shouldn't have done it, and then just the portrayal of a young, naive, vain girl to boot is like a little bit disrespectful. But you know, I'm a big lover of Katherine Howard, so I just had to say, you can literally see I have a tapestry. It has a crown on it. It's all you want to do, I believe, piano version with one of my friends made it for me, and I absolutely love it. But literally right there, just evidence to how much I love her. Both the historical, like what I've done research wise looking into how she was historically, and the portrayal in this musical of her. But before I get too far into complaining about things that I have no control over, let's just get into the book tag. The first question is History Remix, name your favorite retelling. I've read some retellings in my time. They're not ever my favorite books, but one that was classified a retelling on Goodreads that is one of my all-time favorites is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the entire series, but like, yeah. Technically it is like a retelling of different Greek mythologies, different Greek myths, and I don't know, this could be argued either way, whether it is a retelling or not, but for the sake of this, this is my favorite retelling because I haven't read a retelling in over a year, and I don't have any ones that I die hard love. So the second question is a book you DNF'd, and for that I'm gonna have to pick Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. In February, this was actually on my TBR, and it is at least the third or fourth time I've DNF'd this book just within the first 100 pages. I don't know what it is, but they have yet to grab my attention and like keep me invested in this story, and until they can, I don't think I'm ever going to finish this series or this book. So that's my big DNF. I know, like, my completionist mindset, I will eventually go back and finish it, but not right now. The third question is your favorite forbidden and or questionable romance. I don't have a lot for this, like, as far as forbidden and questionable romances go. Oh no, you know what? I just thought of one. Emma and Julian from I can't fucking remember. Lady Midnight, from that series. The Dark Artifices. Emma and Julian from The Dark Artifices. By no means my favorite romance, but as far as like forbidden goes, it was good. I'd have to reread it because I feel like my mindset at the time of these books coming out definitely clouded my feelings for it. I'm not really sure positive or negatively, and I don't know if I were to reread them if I would have the same feelings that I had then. And I just think that would be an interesting experiment to reread them in an entirely different mindset and kind of see how my opinions changed, whether for better or for worse. So yeah, let me know if that's something you'd like to see vlogged, because I feel like that would be interesting to vlog, like rereading a series that was considered my favorite at one point. Now I'm not sure if it is or not. The next question is a book you think was rushed, and this question was kind of left up to interpretation of like if it's a book that you felt was rushed, wasn't filled out enough, character development, anything that you thought was rushed. And for this I'm gonna go with Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I just recently reread the first two books in this series, and I'm actually currently in the middle of reading the third book in the series for the first time. But it's not that I think anything particularly about the plot is rushed. I think the characters themselves within the story are rushed because they each have something to complete in like a little over a week, and they have to rush to try and get these things done. And I think that adds a super interesting element to this story. It makes it super fast paced and makes you want to keep reading it. So yeah, that's what I think is rushed. A character who is vain or full of themselves. And I just don't tend to like characters that are vain and full of themselves. I think a good example is like Celaena Sardothien from the Throne of Glass series. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't resonate with it. I don't like it. But the closest I can think of that I really liked was Braden Mack from Undercover Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. I don't know if this is necessarily him being full of himself. He's just really confident and a little bit cocky, but not enough that it really starts to piss me off. And he flirts a lot. And I think that combination makes it like the balance. It balances it out well. So it's not like overly arrogant and cocky about himself. And in all fairness, he's doing well for himself. I think he's going into his 30s in this and owns 3 or 4 nightclubs in Nashville and is like a millionaire. So he has a little bit of a right to be confident about himself. And I also just really like this series. So if you want to read a new romance series, the Bromance Book Club series, I am recommending to you. And the final question is your favorite fictional boyfriend or girlfriend. Most of the characters that I like crush on have a significant other that I just like wouldn't, because they're like most of the time just like an OTP that I would not even mess with, or like I just think they complement themselves each other too well to like say this is my boyfriend. So I was gonna be like, I don't have an answer for this, but I do. The one that I would 100% without a doubt, like right now, if given the chance, if they were real, is Shitty Night from the Check Please series by Ngozi Kazu. 110% immediately. Immediate yes. I can't even get into it because like just if ever wondering about my type, I don't have one, but if I did, that would be it. Also, why limit yourself to just one type anyway? But those were all the questions for the Ultimate 6 book tag Katherine Howard edition. Let me know down in the comments below if you've seen any of these tags, who your favorite queen is if you listen to 6. If you read any of these books, do you agree with me on any of these books? And as always, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you sometime for a new one. Bye!